So, Rankin's rants for this week. It's come to you without Alan, actually. I feel like I'm some sort of vlogger doing this this video on my own, but we're not going to do a question this week. We're not going to do a timer. I wanted to rant about something which has been bothering me for a few days, and I wanted to just sort of get it out there. Let's start this again. So, my rant this week is about keeping yourself accountable. Now, what I mean by that, I mean keeping yourself accountable in terms of the movement standards that you are performing your training and your workouts to. For years gone by, I have been a bit of a stickler for good form, good technique. I'll always respect more the person who's lifting less weight or takes longer to do a workout but moves better than the person who does it really quickly or uses more weight. Now, I think we're all guilty at times. If you're a beginner and it's brand new to you and you don't know any different, that's fine. You can always be coached and corrected and you'll learn over time. But I think people who are a little bit more experienced, regardless of whether there's people around them or not, should try and always chase as good a movement as possible. And I think sometimes it can get lost when you're trying to go for things for time or for speed or for AMRAPs. And I think it's good if you look at yourself and your own standards and always try and stay accountable to making sure that they're as good as possible. I think if you're in a group scenario and you're more experienced, you've been training for longer, it's great to set an example for those who are newer to it. But at the same time, I always think to myself, whenever I'm training my own, if there were someone watching, what would they think of my movement? And I always try and make it as good as I possibly can. Now, I know people are limited sometimes by mobility, positions, previous injuries. I can speak for myself in terms of that. And I'll have to make adjustments. But I think for the most part, I think we should always try and be as good as we can in terms of what we're doing. You know, if someone else were looking at it, what would they think of it? If you were looking at yourself, what would you think of it? So my challenge for you going forward is to keep yourself accountable, to make your movement quality as good as possible. And that's my rant for this week, keeping yourself accountable.